No one ever got past Franz.
You'd have to say he was the perfect player.
He never wanted to lose.
The most important thing that he had was he had a fantastic vision.
Zugspitzstrasse, number 6, Giesing, Munich, the childhood home of Franz Beckenbauer. The aftermath of the Second World War made it a tough childhood for the postal worker's son, but at least the Beckenbauers were happy.
I was born in 1945. The war was over in May, and I was born in September. The country was on its knees and needed to be built up again. But that only came later. We had a nice childhood because there was no social jealousy, because no one had anything.
One of the high points of childhood came when Franz was 8 years old. In the World Cup final of 1954, West Germany beat Hungary. The country was captivated by the miracle of Bern.
You couldn't see a single person on the street. Everyone was listening to their radios. And then something incredible happened. West Germany became world champions.
Inspired by his heroes, Beckenbauer joined his first club, SC Munich 06, which was across the road from where he lived. People began noticing his football talent early on.
I joined a club called SC 1906 at the age of 8. You just notice when people like you. You sometimes got something extra when you won a game. You noticed that you were a bit better than most of the others.
5 years later, there was a significant change of direction for the young Franz Beckenbauer.
I was 13. In 1906, the team I was at dissolved their youth team. I was an 1860 supporter at the time, and coincidentally, one of the last games for 1906 was played against 1860. My marker was really physical, and during the game he punched me. And then I said after the game to my teammates, "You can all go to 1860. I'm going to Bayern." My teammates came with me to Bayern.
Beckenbauer made good progress at Bayern, quickly moving through the ranks into the senior team. And at the same time, he was forming a special bond with coach Chick Kajowski.
Chick was someone who liked me. He was like a father to me. He just let us play, like you let your kids play.
Bayern were promoted to the Bundesliga, and soon after his 20th birthday, Franz got his call-up to the national side.
It was a brave step by Helmut Schön to bring in a newcomer, or a nobody, as one might say, to take on this role of responsibility, to get the win we needed to qualify.
He asked me as the captain what I thought about playing Franz, and I said, we don't have anyone better.
Schön played the newcomer Beckenbauer, despite criticism from the press, and the move paid off. Uwe Seeler scored the winner as West Germany beat Sweden 2-1 to qualify for the 1966 World Cup in England.
We had a very good team, with great morale. This was always important when we were together for the national team.
Beckenbauer's World Cup debut would be against Switzerland at Hillsborough in Sheffield.
I remember watching the match, and in fact I know it was the first match in the tournament for West Germany, and they played Switzerland. And this young lad just took it on the right-hand side of the field. He did a little 1-2, passed the ball, and he was through completely, and as the goalkeeper came out, he just slipped it past him. A little wave of recognition.
I remember that match very well. We were allowed to play with a lot of freedom.
Switzerland were brushed aside 5-0 with Beckenbauer scoring twice. After topping their group, it was Uruguay up next in the quarter-finals. Beckenbauer was on the score sheet again as the Uruguayans were beaten 4-0. The young German was fast becoming the star of the tournament. The semi-finals came and West Germany faced the USSR in Liverpool. They took the lead through Helmut Haller. And then Beckenbauer scored the decisive goal past the legendary Lev Yashin. A 2-1 win and West Germany were in the final, where they would meet the hosts, England.
We reached the final in the motherland of football. We were playing against England. We knew facing the English in the final would be very tough.
A World Cup final against England at Wembley, undoubtedly the biggest match of Franz Beckenbauer's career so far. Just 12 minutes gone and Haller put the West Germans in front. It was short-lived, Jeff Hurst rising to head the equaliser just 6 minutes later. Then England took a second-half lead through Martin Peters, before Wolfgang Weber levelled for the Germans. 2-2 and extra time would see one of the most controversial goals in World Cup history.
Over the 90 minutes was 2-2 and then came the extra time. I said after the game that England deserved to win, that they were the better team. But it is perhaps a shame that we still talk about a goal today that people still question whether it was a goal or not. The ref gave the goal, so that's the end of it.
That made it 3-2 and soon after it was all over. Hurst sealed his hat-trick and Beckenbauer's first World Cup had ended in defeat at the final hurdle. A spectacular final and Beckenbauer had impressed. After all, England had dedicated their best player to mark him that day.
I was given the job of actually staying with him for the whole match.
Bobby Charlton was known for his creativity. He was on the move for 90 minutes. He had the lungs of a horse and I was meant to chase him the whole match.
So what we saw in that particular final was two absolutely some of the best players we've ever seen marking each other and virtually cancelling each other out.
It was a tough task that was asked of me, and I didn't manage to fulfill it 100%. Perhaps the one success was that Bobby Charlton didn't score a goal.
Kraft in den Teller, Knorr auf den Tisch.
A young star, Beckenbauer's